Saturn, and the topic I'm going to be talking about today is birth control and the different types and the different side effects. And so not many people, especially people with female reproductive organs, know about birth control and the side effects. And with the side effects, there's many different ones that can come along with it with every type, and for every person, it affects them differently. And so it's also not talked about very often, and it's kind of like a taboo subject along with periods, and not many people know about it because they're afraid to talk about it. So there are 5 main types of birth control, which are a pill, an implant, an IUD, a shot, and a patch that goes in your arm. And all of these have different side effects and affect everyone differently, but the 2 I'm going to be focusing on are the arm implant and the IUD. So the first type I'm going to be talking about is the arm implant, and its formal name is Nexplanon, and it is a hormonal implant that gets inserted into the underskin of your arm, and they make a little cut and then insert it with a device. And it stays in your arm for up to 3 years, and then after that it expires, so you have to get it removed and put a new one in. And you cannot feel the implant once it has been inserted, but it is advised that you restrict your arm movements for the first couple weeks just so it doesn't move. And it is 99% effective in preventing pregnancy, but it does not prevent an STD. So the side effects of this one are irregular periods, which could mean you bleed more than usual, or just spotting, or like a period every 6 months or so. They're really irregular sometimes. Mood swings, weight gain, depression, and headaches. So all of these could come in different forms and different intensities, but those are the most common side effects for that type. And so the next type I'm going to talk about is the IUD. And it's a little T-shaped device that gets inserted into your cervix by a machine, and it has a little string at the end of it so that it can be taken out. And this also doesn't prevent STDs, and it's not as effective as the implant or birth control in preventing pregnancy. And it stands for intrauterine device. And then, so there's 2 different types of IUDs, which are a copper IUD and a hormonal IUD. And so the copper one doesn't have any hormones in it, strictly just to prevent the egg from dropping. And so the side effects of that one are cramping right after insertion, bleeding or spotting for 3 to 6 months. And then it is also advised that you get monthly checkups to make sure that the IUD isn't dislodged. And for the cramping, it could last a couple weeks or a day, or it really depends on the person, and it could also be painful, but that also depends for every person. And for the bleeding, you could have a regular period every month that's just not as heavy, or you could have, again, a period every 6 months, or it could be really painful. Just, again, it's different for every person. And so overall, the side effects for all of the birth control are very different, and they affect everyone very differently. And I think that it's important to be informed on birth control and the different types, no matter what reproductive organs you have, especially one day if you have a daughter that doesn't know anything, I think it's good to be educated. And so, yeah.